money move number 6, as we're working through this particular crisis, I have added this to the list of the rules I'm keeping. Make the best bad choices that you possibly can. This is not a time of easy choices. We are not choosing between chocolate cake and spinach. We are choosing between spinach and kale. And so the goal is, when you have to make a move that you know is not the optimal financial move, make the best bad one that you can. For example, we talked about how it's better to stop contributing to your 401k than it is to pull money out. If you do have to pull money out under the CARES Act, you should know that withdrawing can actually be more beneficial than borrowing, because the funds, as long as you repay them, can turn into a 3-year interest-free loan. But be careful before you go down that road. And just remember that not having money in your account when the markets are rising is not in your best interest. Second of those bad choices, selling all your stocks when the market is falling is a bad move. Selling enough of them, just enough of them, so that you can sleep at night is a better one. Human beings have 2 biases, 2 innate biases. They're built in. We come with them, that can really, really hurt us financially. One is a recency bias. We tend to think that whatever just happened is going to happen again really soon. The second is a bias toward action. Very hard for us to stay still. We just want to do something. And combined, those 2 things can be devastating in a volatile market. So let's say the markets drop several hundred points in a day. That's not hard to imagine. It happened a couple of days last week. And what happens in our minds is that we convince ourselves that this is going to happen again and again and again, so we sell. But instead, the markets rally, as they did, or they stand pat. The thing is, if you can't sleep, if you're feeling anxious about this, it probably won't work to do nothing. So instead, just take a smaller action to make yourself feel better. Move 5% of your money into cash and see if that's enough. If it isn't, move 10%, but try to stop it at that point, rather than thinking that you have to be all out or all in. And finally, this is not the time to make big life changes, like retiring or moving if you don't have to. Instead, try to buy yourself a little bit of time if you possibly can. Given what we think may be a looming recession, staying engaged at work until we understand what's going to happen and whether you have enough money to go the distance is probably a smart move.